Why is there a block of purple glass inside end ships? Why did rabbits once try to kill you? How can Minecraft actually help you improve your real neighborhood? And why are creepers something only you are afraid of? This is a collection of the strangest and most useless Minecraft facts you probably never knew. Let's go. The player's hitbox is around 1.8 blocks tall. A zombie's hitbox is 1.9 blocks tall. Yet, for some reason, an adult husk's hitbox is exactly 2.01875 blocks tall, which is oddly specific. There is a 0.01% chance for the title screen to display Minecraft instead of Minecraft. Notch implemented this as an Easter egg and kept it as a small secret, enjoying that he was the only one who knew of its existence. After stating a secret was in Minecraft undiscovered, the internet sought out to find it. Soon after, Notch posted a post-mortem of Minecraft on Reddit. Additionally, in crash logs, a reference to Minecraft may appear as a joke, stating, "You should try our sister game Minecraft." In a brand new world, the very first sword enchant you roll at level 30 will always be looting 3. There's only one exception. If you quit the game before enchanting, the table resets. That's because all Minecraft enchantments actually follow a fixed order. Speedrunners take advantage of this. For example, in all advancement runs, the table is guaranteed to give them the channeling enchant. When it rains, the game lowers the light level, which makes night start a bit earlier. That means you can go to bed 32 in-game minutes sooner, about 26 seconds in real time. Mobs in Minecraft almost always choose to move upward. The pathfinding algorithm is set up so that when there are two equal options, they lean toward the higher ground. When mobs pick a random spot to walk to, the game checks if there's space for their head, solid ground for their feet, and a safe route. On slopes, there are usually more valid blocks going up than down, which makes it look like mobs instinctively climb higher. Minecraft Education actually has a full NASA module called Artemis Missions. In it, students build rockets, launch the Orion capsule, and even carry out missions on the moon. All of this comes with coding tasks. You can write commands in Python or build them with code blocks. For the first time, the game also lets up to 4 players work as a team, turning these missions into real training for future engineers and astronauts. As of 2025, there are over 257,000 Minecraft mods just on CurseForge and Modrinth. Back in the early 2010s, Mojang was working on a LEGO spin-off of Minecraft under the codename Brickcraft, a procedural world made of LEGO bricks, where you could build just like in Minecraft. But the project fell apart because of LEGO's strict brand rules. Developers recall endless restrictions, even down to not being allowed to show natural scratches on the pieces. In July 2012, Notch ended it for good. Years later, the OmniArchive community found and preserved a prototype build from June 28, 2012. You can actually run it and see what Minecraft but LEGO could have looked like. I'll leave a download link in the description. Sadly, Alex Testria, the creator of Brickcraft, passed away peacefully in his sleep on December 15, 2024. He had ended chemo just a few days earlier and announced his coming death. In the Bedrock edition, green-robed, jobless villagers, also known as nitwits, actually wake up 2,000 game ticks later than everyone else. That's about 1 minute and 40 seconds in real time. And they also go to bed later, wandering around for another 2,000 ticks before sleeping. Mojang has taken part in several charity game jams. In 2012, together with Humble Bundle, they hosted the first Mojam, where they created a mini-game called Catacomb Snatch. It raised almost $500,000 for charity. A year later came Mojam 2, and in 2014 the studio joined the Games Against Ebola event, once again making games to help a cause. Minecraft is the best-selling game in history. By 2025, it had sold over 350 million copies. When N-Cities first showed up in Snapshot 15W31A, the ships actually had a beacon inside that gave a speed effect. Later, the developers admitted it was only added for testing and quickly removed it. But a trace of that experiment is still there. The purple glass and the hole at the top of the ship remain in the game to this day. Minecraft's pathfinding algorithm works on a grid, but mob hitboxes don't. That's why you get classic oddities. Mobs getting stuck in northwest corners, ignoring half-block gaps they could actually fit through, or refusing to enter narrow passages even though their hitbox would fit just fine. In March 2012, Notch announced 0x10C, a space sim with trading and combat. It was meant to be a sci-fi sandbox in the spirit of Elite. Open space, trading, battles, random encounters, and a shared universe for both single-player and multiplayer. Its unique hook was an emulated 16-bit processor, the DCPU-16, built right into the game. Players could actually upload their own programs and literally code the hardware of their ship. The story was set in a ridiculously distant future, the year 281 trillion AD. The title 0x10C came from hexadecimal time notation. But in August 2013, the project was shelved due to creative block and lack of interest. The back of paintings uses a universal wooden texture that doesn't actually match any real type of wood in the game. In November 2019, Mojang released Minecraft Earth, an AR spin-off of the game. It was a mobile AR experience with crafting and building layered over the real world through your phone's camera. You could walk around your neighborhood and interact with blocky structures in real life. But on January 5, 2021, Mojang announced the final build and the shutdown of the project. Support and access ended on June 30, and on July 1, all data was deleted, except for Minecoin balances and character creator items. The final update removed microtransactions, slashed the price of rubies, unlocked all finished but unreleased content, and sped up crafting and smelting. Purchased rubies were converted into Minecoins, and everyone who had made a purchase in Earth was given a free copy of Minecraft Bedrock. The main reason for the shutdown was that the game's concept just couldn't work under the restrictions of the COVID-19 pandemic. The official launcher has a tab called Creator Tools, a built-in mode for Bedrock that lets you make worlds and maps. It runs directly from the launcher. No need to manually install third-party programs. This tool makes it easier to create new features, blocks, items, and other game elements, offering templates, code examples, and utilities for editing JSON and TypeScript files. When phantoms first appeared in the early 1.13 snapshots, they were black, blocky creatures with green eyes, and they even spawned in the end. Later, they were removed from the end and redesigned into what we now know as the blue and white night predators. On July 2 in 2014, in snapshot 14W27A, the killer bunny first appeared. It was a hostile rabbit variant, and a direct reference to the killer rabbit of Carbanog from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. At first, normal rabbits had a small chance to spawn as a killer. In snapshot 14W28A, that chance was lowered from 1 in 1000 to 1 in 2500. Starting with snapshot 14W34A, the killer bunny was removed from natural spawning, renamed the killer bunny, and made available only through commands. The reason was Jens Bergensten's rule that only monsters attack first, plus the fact that the rabbit caused random deaths and quickly turned into an overused joke. Crying Obsidian was first conceived back in beta 1.3 in February 2011 as a block meant to set your spawn point, but beds were added instead. Almost 9 years later, it finally showed up in snapshot 20W09A, and with the programmer art pack enabled, it even uses its old texture. Since 2012, Mojang has partnered with UN Habitat on the Block by Block program. Using Minecraft, people around the world redesign real public spaces. The initiative grew out of the Swedish project Mina Kvarter, and later the Block by Block Foundation was set up, which has already directed over $11 million into such projects. The idea is to involve local residents in real urban planning. At workshops, people quickly build 3D models of their neighborhoods and squares in Minecraft, agree on ideas, and then these designs are implemented offline. This format is cheaper and clearer than traditional public hearings, gives people a sense of ownership, and boosts support for projects. UN Habitat now uses this method worldwide as part of the goal of sustainable cities and communities. On May 9, 2012, the first console version of Minecraft was released, Xbox 360 Edition by 4J Studios. It was a separate line made for consoles, featuring simplified crafting, tutorials, split screen, and online play. Later, it became known as the Legacy Console Edition. In 2016, built-in minigames were added, Battle, Tumble, and Glide, all with their own lobby. And in the second version, there was a secret passage to the old abandoned lobby hidden under the building. After the switch to Bedrock, this line stopped receiving new features, and the minigames remained exclusive to Legacy Console. Bottles of enchanting always give a random amount of XP in a fixed range from 3 to 11 points per bottle. The angle, strength, or distance of the throw doesn't affect it, unlike splash potions. With potions, if you throw one straight up and let it land on your head, you're in the center of the splash and get the maximum effect duration, while throwing it at your feet gives you less. Originally, Minecraft tested gears instead of redstone. They were added in Indev 0.31 on January 26, 2010. It was just a decorative block that could be placed on the floor, walls, or ceiling. In survival, gears weren't available, and even in creative, they couldn't be broken or properly targeted. There's no direct proof they were meant to replace redstone, but the code did include durability values, hinting at a scrap mechanic. The very first mob created in Minecraft by the then new developer Jens Bergensten was the Squid. Because Jens didn't fully understand mob mechanics at the time, early squids in Minecraft could actually be milked with a bucket. He had simply copied the cow model and tweaked it, but forgot to remove the milking function. That bug stayed in the game for about a year. Another meme-worthy squid bug came from a mismatch between server and client physics. Sometimes squids would fly out of the water because the client didn't reset their velocity at the surface. Update 1.20 Trails and Tales was the first to add archaeology, but in this version, desert temples also got a small update. Everyone knows about the main loot chamber with the TNT trap, but there's actually a second hidden room. On the first floor along the back wall, you can spot a straight line of sand. Remove it and you'll uncover a buried staircase. Dig it out and you'll find a secret chamber with several blocks of suspicious sand containing some pretty good loot. When Endermen make their strange sounds, it's not some kind of alien language. It's actually English words, recorded backwards and pitch shifted. You can catch phrases like hello or what's up hidden in there. So all this time they've literally been trying to talk to you, you just never understood it. The chance of breeding a blue axolotl is 1 in 1200 or just 0.08%. And that's the only way to get one in survival. There is a way to improve your odds, but for that you already need at least one blue axolotl. Out of all births, 0.08% are blue, meaning in 99.92% of cases the baby will match the color of one of its parents. With one blue parent, that's a 50% chance of passing it down from the 99.92%. And with two blue parents, it's practically guaranteed. Alley can be duplicated by playing a music disc in a jukebox with alley nearby and then clicking the alley with the amethyst shard while they are dancing. Unlike other mobs, only one alley is needed for breeding and they have no baby variant. In spring 2012, villager trading was getting ready for release, and the currency was originally supposed to be rubies. On May 24, 2012, Jeb posted a screenshot of trading tests, and in the background you can clearly see ruby ore. But just a week before snapshot 12W21A, the developers changed their minds and swapped rubies for emeralds. It was so last minute that in 12W21A, the ruby texture was still in the files, and emerald ore at first used a red texture. It only turned green in 12W21B. The reason for the change was that Dinnerbone, one of the developers, is red-green colorblind, which made it hard for him to tell ruby ore apart from redstone ore. The ending of Minecraft isn't just a credits screen, but a full final monologue, the end poem. It was written by Irish author Julian Gough for the 2011 release, but he never gave Mojang the rights. In December 2022, Gough released the text into the public domain, basically giving up all copyright. That means you can now translate it, read it aloud, or set it to music freely and legally. By the way, the story of how the poem was written is really interesting. I'll leave a link in the description, highly recommend checking it out. In March 2014, Snapshot 14W11A added a mechanic where hostile mobs would actually run away from a creeper just before it exploded. But in the 1.8.1 pre-release, this feature was removed. The reason was performance issues. Every mob had to check on every tick whether a creeper nearby was about to blow up. Originally, end portal frames were blue. When the end dimension was first added on October 6, 2011, in Beta 1.9 pre-release, the empty frame showed up with a blue cross, and the filled one looked like a full cube, both with a full hitbox. In the very next pre-release, they were changed to the version we know today, and the height of an empty frame became 0.8125 blocks, while a frame with an eye stayed a full block tall. In the Bedrock edition, you can actually dye a live shulker, use a dye on it, and it changes color. In Java Edition though, you can't recolor shulkers. The only way is to summon one with a specific NBT tag, for example using the summon command. Before beta 1.7, you couldn't pick up TNT. Hitting it would instantly ignite the block. Later, its behavior was changed. TNT would only activate from fire, explosions, or redstone, and a hit would just break it with a drop. Up until version 1.13, you could still bring back the classic behavior by changing the unstable value, but in 1.13, that block state was removed. If you leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel, it would mean a lot to me.